G'day, and welcome to the Waldorf Salad Macbeth walkabout of Elden Ring and the DLC. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a character based upon Macbeth in the play, and we're going to run him all the way through both games. We're going to be sticking as truly and closely as possible to the themes of the play, remembering that Macbeth is tortured, and we meet him after we meet some witches. Now we're going to need 13 dexterity in this build. So we're going to start with the vagabond, because actually we don't need any intelligence in this build, so we're going to go with something that has the least amount of intelligence so we can min-max here. We're going to start with a faith build. We could also start with a hero. Is Macbeth a prophet, a sinner, or is Macbeth a warrior? Let's start with Macbeth as a warrior. So in your opening screen, you get to choose what your name of your character is going to be, and you can go, and it's quite a detailed one, and you can really go crazy with the... Macbeth is, of course, pale because he's Scottish. And you can go crazy with what he looks like, but it doesn't really matter too much. What does matter is your keepsake. So I'm going to grab Shabriri's Woe, and the reason is I can buy and find all of these other things in the world, but I can't really easily get my hands on that. So I'll grab one of them, and in we go. So there'll be little quotes, and as the play opens, there's thunder and lightning surrounding Macbeth. Now, largely, I'm going to let you watch all of these cutscenes. But the first witch opens the play and says, "When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won, there will be ere the set of sun. Where the place? Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth." So when you come into the game, you've got nothing. We are not a shield wearer, and I don't like the hat. So I'm getting rid of the shield, and I'm getting rid of the hat. I'm also getting rid of the memory of grace, and I'm getting rid of all of these gestures. Macbeth doesn't bow to anyone. So what we will have is maybe a wave.
Hey.
Yeah. So if you follow me, initially what we're going to be doing in the game is dying. But because we picked up that wizened finger, we can leave little notes around the place. So let's leave a note right here when you first walk out. And tell them there's a strong foe ahead. So what happens with messages is, as you know, if someone likes your message, and I'll show you how to like one again, just leave a few more. If someone presses like on your message, then what happens in the rift, if you happen to be playing at the time, then what's going to happen is you're going to get all of your health restored. So I'm telling everyone there's a strong foe ahead because there's a strong foe ahead. But if you like a message, I can check a message, that one, keep moving, seek victory, that's not particularly good. Offer rump, no thank you. Tarnished, let there be battle. That's not bad. monstrosity ahead. Why is it always raining? In we go. So what's going to happen when you go in here is you're going to die. Now, you can try and fight it, but it's designed to kill you. This is how FromSoft start most of their games. So we can come in and hit him. We get a couple of hits, and he one-shots us. There we go. Done. So we can now head in. We've been woken up by our horse and by a witch. Maybe we've been woken up by Lady Macbeth. She's taken our dead self, our ambitionless self, and she's decided to lift us up out of the muck, out of the mire, helped by our trusty steed. There's Torrent.
Don't worry, Torrent.
And there's Lady
Fortune
Macbeth.
is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does.
Even if it does defy the Golden Order. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the foul and filthy air. There are ghosts in this game. And that ghost is telling you to go down there and do the tutorial. You just drop down. I'm not going to do the tutorial because I couldn't care less about doing the tutorial. You can do the tutorial if you feel you need to learn how to use the weapons. You'll notice I've lost a bit of health, but if I rest at a grace, it replenishes all of that health. Okay, so we're going to run through this and just kill everybody because that's what Macbeth does. It'd be nice if I didn't keep getting those screens. I mean, I suppose it is a tutorial. They've got to give me the screens. Up the top, there's an enemy. He's firing at you, so just hit circle to run past him. Don't let him shoot you in the back. He wants to. When you hear that noise, it means you've got a critical attack. And if you do the critical attack, it'll do substantially more damage. Up we come. Another Herbert. And through into here to the little mini-boss. That's the one that attacked us before. And you hit L2 and it does your skill. And in this case it's swinging strikes, which we're going to get rid of pretty quickly. We're going to get rid of that. And what I do when I come into an area like this is I hit R3, which is pushing down the right joystick on a PS5. And the reason I do that is so that I can tell if... There we are. If there are any enemies that I can't see, because very often your enemies are the same color as the walls and the other things in here. In we go through the fog and the filthy air. So this is the enemy. A couple of huge charged R2s should take care of him. Like that. backstab because we are fundamentally dishonest. Ow! Bastard. And of course, if you're not wearing much in the way of armor and you miss the backstab, then he gets to hit you on the head. So you've now finished the tutorial section. You can come out here. If visions of, let's go to concepts, visions, chaos. And we picked up the strength emote. Which might even be, let's try it. Nah. What about if we do rallying cry? Nice. That looks good. We won't be summoning anyone in anyway. We will only ever have Macbeth and Banquo fighting our way through against the traders. So as we come in here, you can see off to your right, there's a fog wall. We can't get through that, right? You can't get through it. If you put a stone sword key into that, it'll open it up and that whole area gets opened up for you, which we don't really care about yet. We might come back to it later. Cooperative multiplayer now lets you summon people in and be summoned into somebody else's game. Now the first part of this game is going to be an awful lot of talking to NPCs and exhausting their dialogue. I'm going to let you do that to save time on the videos, but what I recommend you do, I'll show you. When there's a bit of advice to give, I'll give a little bit of advice. First piece of advice, turn this on and pick up your small golden effigy. Do not fight that guy. The sentinel down there will butter your bread. We're going to pick up by using triangle as we're running around the world. All of the little flowers and things that we walk past,
come to the, of course,
because we're going to be using them later for lots and lots and lots of
you may also that
crafting. A little bit of crafting. Not lots and lots of crafting. Little bit.
It's to cast if you. It's to cast if you.
So he sends you on your merry way. Avoiding that guy to the right, we're running straight up the hill to a church. There are a lot of churches in this game. Grab that, that. And if you go too close over there and he sees you, he'll trigger and he'll come after you. He will win. I mean, it's very unlikely you're going to beat him at this early stage in the game. Grab the smithing stone, turn on the grace. We're not going to rest. We're going to run straight through. It's important that you don't rest, or certainly that you don't pass time, because you'll miss out on a particularly important early item. So coming up straight ahead, we're heading pretty much north. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the N. That's a compass. Very helpful for you to keep track of where you are. Although Macbeth knows this area like the back of his hand. I'm going to pick up this resin, and I'm going to try and get this guy's, or some of this guy's outfit by killing him. Well, when you saw the little blue lines come off him, that means that he's dropped something. We'll have a look and see what he's dropped. He's dropped a bolt. Completely useless. Thanks, mate. Good on you. We're coming into this cave, and a lot of what we're going to be doing early is simply turning on these graces and leaving. The reason we do that is so that we can fast travel to those places later on. I don't actually want their outfit. I don't like it, and I don't think it fits Macbeth. What I want is the Caden Sorcerer gear. Sorry, the Caden Swordsman gear. So we'll get some of that later. I'm picking up the resin, but I'm heading north. We're going straight down here and straight to this grace. Now here's a bunch of early game stuff that you just have to do, and I'm going to be largely fast forwarding through it, but it's lots and lots of talking to Lady Macbeth. So we're going to meet her. We're still fighting, and we're a loyal-ish soldier. But then we meet her, and our world changes.
Greetings,
There she is.
traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
No, you're not. You're Lady Macbeth. So chat to Melina, and you can see I'm already getting my messages appraised.
But you, I can play turning to aid you. You need to the foot.
So what that would mean is, if we're going to accept her accord,
I bequeath
and she gives us torrent,
you. It will some torrent. Treat him with.
and then we're just going to hit circle to stand up. I'm going to equip torrent here. I like him on the bottom one. You can put him wherever you want. We're going straight back to the Church of Ella without saving and without resting. And the reason is this one.
Tarnished. May I have a
So
word?
foul and fair a day
I am the wit
I
of
haven't
and upon
seen.
the talk thou art but call for. As I had hoped, I was entrusted this.
Speak if you can.
By
What are you?
Thomas' former master. 'Tis a bell for calling forth spirits. Summon them with it. The spirits now it is that.
Well, I'm already glamorous.
I doubt we shall. How long will it be for the time?
Now I'm going to put my little ashes there. And what that means is you can actually summon in little creatures. So what I'm doing to get the fast map, I'm hitting the trackpad on the PS5 controller. And if we go and have a look, that's where we rested before. That image there, that thing, that means it's a map. So you can put your own little marker there, number one. And if I come to gate front, let's make it daytime so it doesn't freak you out, because if you ride around here at night, there are extra enemies that occur, and night riders that occur, and deathbirds that occur, that you don't want to be dealing with just yet. So you can see there's my blue line, right up in the sky, so it tells me that's where I need to go. Now, we can grab ourselves a greatsword here while we get stabbed. But we don't want to actually fight these guys. A couple of reasons. There are lots and lots and lots of them. Secondly, you're really, really weak. Thirdly, one of them is a sort of a little, reasonably sizable one, that guy. Fourthly, we got stuff to do. Now, they won't follow you down here, but you can hear that they've blown their little horn, which is their way of saying, "Oi, everyone, quick, come and get this bastard." So we're going to hop on torrent, and while you're on torrent, you hit circle, you get a little burst of speed. I can see the signs of grace. I'm going to the signs of grace. And I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to keep going southeast over the bridge. Along the way, you're going to get hailed. Hail, Dana Glamis.
Oi! You there?
Yeah,
Could you
well,
help us out, Cully?
and I'm looking around. I can't see anyone. Can't see anyone at all.
You? Yeah, you there?
But if I have a look at this tree, there's a dude,
Some clock. You were just. Thank you.
and it's
My
Bok.
name's Bok. I
Hi,
was
Bok.
put and I ended up. Oh, when they. And so this is all I hope. Or I can.
So chat to Bok. We're going to exhaust his dialogue,
Rhyme.
and he's going to tell us he wants a bit of help, and we're going to go to an area later on to give him a hand. Lots and lots and lots of quests in this game. straight ahead there, that little ball, that is an Ash of War. So once you trigger them, oh man, they disappear if you don't kill them quickly. And now what I've got is Determination, which is an Ash of War that I don't want, but I've also aggroed all those guys and this guy, and he's riding after us now. Oh, you did a big circle. Oh, good on you, mate. Bit of circle work. Okay, well, I can hear you shouting, mate, but you kind of went the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? And you've stopped following me. He's clearly gone. Oh, whew. Can't catch that. Oh, no, we'll never catch that guy. Oh, you look at him. So following where I go, we're going up here. Pick up the shiny. That is a gold pickle foulfoot. Super useful thing in the game. Whenever you eat one for a small period of time, it gives you a 20% boost to the runes that you collect. You can come in here and grab a great axe there, but we are not. We are not grabbing a great axe. We are absolutely great sword guy. There's only one section of the game where we will use anything else. We're going to grab the Morning Star, and we're going to grab it to do one really specific small thing, and then that's it. Come down and grab the Grace. We're still riding down here, under the bridge. We're not going up top, we're going to keep going. Past the wind spring. Now down here, right on that bridge, is a ballista. So you want him to shoot, but you don't want him to hit you, and he has really good aim. So what I like to do is cut across the front, like that, and then he misses, and then you can come through while he's reloading. You can grab that, grab that. We can come over here and rest. If they're not following you, then that means that they're not gonna, so you can keep going. Come and chat to Irina.
The servant, they've since come. I fear it's please. Would you mind my soul, please? Thank them, please.
She has a letter for Dad.
Please, he can be stubborn.
Please give this to Dad.
He can be stubborn.
And we're going to be like, yep, take a good look at her. Okay. It'll become clear why later on. So that's our first little quest, Irina. We can come through here and land on this thing. Pick up the mace, the Morning Star. We picked up a Golden Rune 2. Now, Golden Rune 2 is pretty hopeless. It's, you know, the lowest level is 1. It's only worth like, 50 runes or something. That is an Ash of War for a bow. So you can go and hit it if you want. We're about to get a Grace and you can run back and get it. I won't be collecting useless Ashes of War. Hit the Grace. And we're going to come to one of our merchants. These are scattered throughout the map. And what's very important here is that we're chatting to the merchant. We're buying a kukri. You can buy a few if you want. I'm going to equip my kukri. And now that I've equipped it, I can scroll through the things at the bottom by hitting the crossbar down. Now, down the end there is a giant with a bow. So if you're right down the middle there, he'll hit you. But what we want to do is come over to one of these little Ash of War beetles. And this one disappears. That's why you're going to use a kukri. If you were to run up on him, he vanishes and then appears in another area. And it's a very difficult thing to grab for a melee build. Okay, we're going straight across. And straight up there, you can see a little golden tree. We want to go up to that golden tree and pick up the golden seed. Grab the seed, and then we're going back again. We're not going down there yet, because, nah. We've found the map for this area. You can see the reach on that bow. It's silly. This time we're coming around the left. So I'm going to be doing a lot of parkour on the horse, a little bit of jumping up and down. So sometimes it's double jump. But Macbeth is a skilled horseman. So you need to get good. If you want to take a bit of time to practice jumping around and double jumping, do that. It's worthwhile. In here we have rats, and rats delivering frenzy. Now, frenzy is a new ailment in Elden Ring that wasn't there before in any of the Dark Souls or Demon Souls games. And it builds up. It basically runs off faith and fire, but it's the kind of thing that builds up. So, you know, you get frenzied and you've got a frenzy meter, and as soon as that fills, and I'll show it to you later what it looks like, it's bad. If you're a human, you fall to the ground, your poise is shattered, you lose a huge chunk of your health and your FP, all kinds of problems happen for you. However, it's junk on bosses. Unfortunately, very few frenzy builds out there worth a damn because just not very good. They just didn't let it kill any bosses. So there are a few good, really good types of attack in the game, like holy, poison, and blood, lightning, flame, cold, magic, etc., etc., etc. We'll have a look at all of them at one stage or another throughout the game. But what you need to know, I guess, is that don't worry too much about whether the one you like is super powerful. Just pick a weapon you want to use, or a spell you want to throw, or an incantation you want to deal, and stick with that. We're going to swing out underneath that archway. And at the moment, remember, we're just collecting things, collecting graces, picking up some upgrade materials. So straight through here, open the door. All we're doing, hitting the grace, turn around, come back out again. Tombswood Catacombs. Back out again. You can't hop on torrent until you leave the catacomb or a cave. And there are hundreds of catacombs and caves. We won't visit them all. We will visit what I hope are the big ones, the main ones. Those guys behind me who are guardians up there, they've got a guardian sword spear. That thing they're carrying is technically a halberd. But it's a really good dex weapon if you want to get a lightning build happening with something like that. You can farm them there. So we can go straight in the front. We've got a ghost. Talk to me, ghost. I'm going to look behind me while you're talking to me just because those guys are coming. Ooh. The mausoleum prowls, and he is her unwanted child. I always find it's quicker to collect sacred tears and things on horseback, whereas if you do it not on horseback, then you have this whole, you know, standing, bending down, blah blah blah. It takes ages, pain in the bum. You're going to do it so many times that you want to do it as quickly as possible. Definitely pick up the blood grease, and the reason is we're going to use this thing, and this thing, if you have a look down the bottom, does blood buildup. This thing causes bleed. So bleed procs or happens when someone's bleed meter gets filled up, right? And the quicker the weapon, the quicker it's going to fill up someone's bleed meter. So, for example, if you have a dagger that does lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of very quick attacks, then it's going to fill up a bleed meter much quicker than if you have, you know, a colossal weapon or a giant hammer or something very slow. So you can get a bleed greatsword called the Flamberger. We won't be using that. It's not lore appropriate for Macbeth. Still collecting one last couple of little bits. We're going to go past that thing. That thing there that looks like Baba Yaga's house on steroids. We want to chat to him. Speak to me, ghost. Speak if you can. What are you? So what happens is you can hit the things on their legs, and they vary. So, you know, that one's got grass on its legs. We're turning on the Witchbane Ruins. We'll be coming back here later. And if you hit enough of them, they fall to the ground. And if they fall to the ground, you can get inside them. And if you get inside them, you can cash in what you might know as a boss soul, but in this game is called a remembrance. You can cash that in for a little bit of Monet. So we're coming here. We're going to say hi to all the merchants we see.
Well, there's been a how can I help?
And we're doing that so that if you look at our map, they appear there. Before we finish up this episode, we're going to go up the top of a tower and quickly going up to that tower where the ghost told us to go, and we're going to grab a talisman. And we may well lose all of our runes, and that's okay. So when we're coming up here, ride past these guys. L3 from the horse lets you jump. Up. They're following. And you can fight on ladders in this game, but I can't. I mean, it is possible to fight on ladders in this game, but I'm way too hopeless to do it properly, so I don't. Him. Kill him. Because we want what's in here. Because that is a transporter trap. So when that happens, it takes its sweet time, but it actually transports just you. It doesn't actually transport anybody else to somewhere else. And so where this thing has taken us is right up the top of the map up here. A place we want to go to later. We can't summon that thing. That's not working. There's right down the bottom, there is a lift. There are speedrunners who know ways to go down and blow things up and, you know, survive the fall and then suddenly get yourself to the capital. But you're going to find that within an hour we'll be there anyway. So I'm going to spend my runes very quickly. And the way I do that is I'm coming in here. I'm going to level up. And I want 12 arcane. Oh, I don't have 7. I need 775. I wonder if I've got... Yeah, I got 1. So I'm going to get 12 arcane. So I've got hardly any runes. And we're going to run past this guy and run around to the right as fast as you can, keeping your thumb on circle. That giant absolutely is going to win. Your only hope is to kind of forward roll out of the way, pick that up. If you're lucky, and I'm not, I forgot that he does the backward stab. You can run in and grab your runes, but I'm not going to bother. And we'll leave it there for this episode. But, oh no, I'll show you. I'll show you what happens when you die. That's our first death. So when you die, your runes sit in a neat little pile where you died, right? So, where are they? Oh, they're all the way up the top. Great, great. So you can come up and grab them. If you die again before you grab them, and we got out of there, look at that. We made it. If you die again, but you lose them. And that's just how that goes. All right, we'll leave it here and catch you next time. See ya.